first.
He has another book, I think his first book, it might be out of print now. I think it had to do with the moon hoax. He's something about like the moon hoax and other phenomena or something.
Oh, really?
Like that. Yeah.
Okay. This is Steve Novella. He's an academic neurologist at Yale University. He's been host of the Skeptic Guide to the Universe podcast. He's founder of the New England Skeptical Society. He's got several blogs. He's also a big contributor to Science-Based Medicine, which has a lot of good material. If you're interested in medicine, the stuff that's going on in the skeptic arena as far as medicine, each of their authors go in and they research in all the things, and they'll put down their references at the end of their blogs. All the references, so you can go check them out yourself. Excellent site. I highly recommend it if you want to look at that site. But they're big into the anti-vaxxers. They're big into the homeopathists, chiropractors too, naturopaths, do all that kind of stuff. So Steve Novella is a very, very smart guy. So, what's the targets? About anything and everything. These are just some of them. I got another list coming up here. Why do we do it? No, I know. It's trying to tell me that. To promote science and its sister disciplines of history, philosophy. Right? Computer don't want to cooperate. Promote critical thinking. Why is it important to know critical thinking? One thing is we're bombarded with a lot of stuff, what we see in society, for example. If somebody is a politician running and they're kind of saying something, you know, and is a little bit, you're kind of wondering, don't it behoove us to use our critical thinking caps to really, do we really want that person in office? Understand the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. Mother Nature doesn't care what we think about or why. She's going to do her own thing whether we want her to or not. So isn't it better for us to try to understand how she works and work with her instead of against her? Expose this stuff. For example, one of the things in pseudo-history, what's one of the biggest problems is the Holocaust deniers. They're doing it for one reason: they're anti-Semitic. Okay. Other pseudoscience people, cults, they sell stuff. Why do we do this stuff? I mean, there's several reasons. One, it can be dangerous. For example, in the anti-vaxxers, they're promoting not to vaccinate people. In this country, there's a website that I have on our blog called the Jenny McCarthy Body Count site. Okay, since 2007 to date, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't looked at this a few days ago, there's been over 50,000 children in this country who've gotten diseases that we thought were one time wiped out. Measles, mumps, rubella, etc. There's over 200 who have died from it. I have a patient in my own practice here who's 39 years old, who was, when he was 2 years old, he got encephalitis from measles. He's a quadriplegic. He can't move all four of his extremities because he wasn't vaccinated.
But there are physicians coming out against vaccination. I mean, that are science-based. I mean, you have medical doctors writing against vaccination.
Yeah, some of them, but look at where they're writing from and who. Look at the claims and look at the source.
Oh, but yeah, partly if you're listening to a dentist saying you're not supposed to get vaccination.
Why?
Something like that. I was saying it fast enough for her to hear. Okay. I'm not talking to immunologists. The doctors that they're quoting are like dentists.
Well,
They're trained in
chiropractic
that.
doctors.
Yeah, chiropractic. People not trained in that particular type of.
It's like creationist biologists. They're incredibly few in number, but they can be found.
And Glenn Beck will find them.
we have better understanding, like I said, of critical thinking. We better understand democracy. We can make better choices, economics, all that kind of stuff. Harm, people die from some of this stuff. Another thing is some people lose their money, life savings. If you go to another website called What's the Harm? It lists a bunch of things, from alternative medicine to psychics to you name it. And it actually has actual cases of people who have died, lost their life savings, all this kind of stuff. So there are actual cases. Some resources: Skeptical Inquirer, Skeptic Magazine. My Parkinson computer.
This is too techno for this computer.
Well, it's actually kind of clever. It's
Follow the bouncing.
We got the Minot Skeptical Society,
follow the bouncing skeptic.
Bad Astronomy, Phil Plate's site. James Randi Educational Foundation. Jenny McCarthy Body Count. Quack Watch. This is one I oftentimes will send to everybody. It's on the email list. This is a guy that keeps track of quacks. His name is Steve Barrett. He's a physician. And very good actual information about what is actually going on and some of the alternative medicine things where people are actually causing problems. Science-based medicine, I recommend. There's one for you gals called Skeptic. There's Skeptic blog, which is Michael Shermer blogs on it. Phil Plait does. A bunch of skeptics. It's kind of a combined one. What's the Harm? So, we are skeptics. We actually have a moral responsibility. One is to try to prevent harm for other people, which can be done both financially and physically.